Hey there, it's Peacekeeper Alex and the Psychic Wargamers. We're going to carry on here with the Total War Warhammer 2, the Empire Campaign Let's Play number 8, and this is going to be the Psychic Wargamers stream number 80. So we're going to carry on here, and we have provinces all over here. We're playing as the Empire, and we were trying to get to Steingart, one of our southern provinces, to deal with a certain kind of situation, but Stirland, one of our other allies, and Elector Counts, has seized Steingart, so we're not going to be able to capture it back again. We're either going to have to go to Fydorf, and we had sent Gotrek and Felix to deal with it. We also have another army over here, which I actually think I want to send towards Mordheim. If his last reports, no it is not, so I can potentially take these two provinces and all the way up, even Woldenhof, and we're going to get 1,011 income this next turn. So I think we're going to have to end the turn here, and our armies are going to have to be re-raised, because we have the one army really near the Montfort.
Ready. Pick up the pace.
I'm actually going to combine this force here, give the Mary Broilbuck army to Nigel Wolf to continue to fight. Because we were having to watch out for some orcs, and it doesn't look like we have to watch out for it anymore, because the orcs have been fairly dealt with.
The nation calls.
Recruitment pool. It ends up costing an arm and a leg for one of them. So we're gonna research. For the research. Tith rebates. A rebate is a useful tool when things are good to ensure compliance during the inevitable hard times just around the corner. Plus 10 growth, plus 2 public order. That is what I'll hit. And then end turn. You can see our generals are scarce without men. But we do have garrison. And to be true, I don't think we're at war with anybody as of yet, in a certain regard. Pestilence scheme performed. Scave infections performed the pestilence scheme. Special plague priest has been summoned, capable of spraying a deadly plague to an enemy settlement. Greenskins attack Elector Estate. Stirling has come under attack from Greenskins in this region of Eichschatten and are appealing to you for military assistance. Eichschatten. Will you come to the defense and join them in battle, or leave them to fight off their attackers alone? Send scouts. That's what I can afford for the prestige. Brayherd's Kirk comes. We got more beastmen coming into vicinity. We got unassigned skill points as well. Ulrich Brandt. Emperor's Finest and Brass Legend. Brass Lunged.
What?
And we can improve some relations here on the cheap. I think Hawkland would be that, but if I can get Stirling, that would be good too. Stirling, Ostermark, Nordland, Midland. Where's Todbringer? Talabeckland. Of course, Hawkland's already fairly well off too. You can do it that way. That's interesting. So we're going to give it another end turn here, because we're just kind of trying to increase income. So we're going to try for the next 5 turns here, try and raise. Aha, there was an enemy there. Mordheim. So it's a Skaven. Not good. So Skaven came over here, and I guess they ended up taking over some of these territories that used to be from the vampire counts. So we can't do what I had wanted previously in taking over these settlements. Essen, Mordheim. course, the other one was Woldenhof. Entire lines negotiated. So Talabheland is going to war with the Skaven, one of our other provinces. Warriors range deep into hostile lands, but all is not well. There are dark omens abroad, as if the shadow of some horned god was watching from the evil moon above. The army is fettered by Morslip's glare. Improve the omens. Historically, the region of Essen has been ruled by Ostermark, but is currently under the control of the Elector Count of another state. Wolfram Hertwig, the rightful Elector Count of Ostermark, has asked for your help in restoring his rule over this land immediately. Demand Essen's return. And Essen goes there.
I smell a troll in the mountains, Mandarin. Time to kill or be killed.
Best don my mail shirt if I am to return with a tale of your deeds.
Praise Sigmar.
So Godric has left, and Franz is still wounded. We haven't unlocked Volkmar the Grim. I guess Adolphus Sintler.
The adventurers would not be kept by your side forever, my lord, as there is always a bigger tale that needs to be told. Fear not, for they will return.
And our income here seems to be... We did lose some gold upon this, to a certain extent. And we're not getting enough gold each turn to be able to sustain the armies that we want to be able to draw. There. That's where we'll put him. Right in Fort Sol. We'll bring that army that's kind of decimated to heal up and put him over there. And really we're waiting for the other confederation to take place when we sort of join with the other empire provinces. It's probably going to be either Hochland or Stirland. And the amount of territories we're going to gain, we'll be able to gain more money. But as of late, the confederations, when they combine, we end up losing a lot of gold, like negative 2,000, having to get rid of certain forces. Stranger comes. No. Refuse this creature. Cloak stranger from the mist-shrouded land of Albion approaches with a request. He's of sinister aspect, but assures you his intentions are good. Refuse. And there we go. Now our income starts getting better there. De Montfort. Still only 2. So we go to one of our generals here, and let's give him... Fervent. And another one as well, too. Emperor's Finest.
To the provinces.
I serve Sigmar.
Mostly times.
We can attack actually the blood dragons right here because they're kind of annoying me.
By Sigmar!
I think that's what I'll do. They are at war with the Wood Elves. They're also at war with me now, so this is going to be one of them.
Heldenhammer!
So it's going to be a really cool match. It's going to be Wajah Wolf against Walich, Harkin, the Blood Dragons, the Vampires. So we can see a reinforcing army hit the field here, and it's going to balance it out. Let's hit the field fight battle. So we're looking at like 2,300, 400 against probably around like 1,500 or 1,700. maybe less than that. And our allies are going to be hitting the field right across behind the enemy. And what we're working with the main army is the Imperial Foot Greatswords, maybe 4 units. We also have regular Imperial Foot 2 units, Averland Halberdiers. You can see them. They're the really good unit. Great swords. Of course, the Imperial Foot. We also do have some crossbows. And we do have a Witch Hunter and an Archlector. Pistoliers, 2 units, and Drakewold Patrol Cavalry as well. Okay, so for the end of that, then we got the Flagellants, that Mace Infantry, and then a Spearman. So we are facing the enemy here, and from what we can see here, they got some Grave Guards, some Black Knights, and more Black Knights. And as our second army hits the field, we're going to see more of them. Let's see what they have here. Put on slow motion just for a second. You can see Black Guards, Halberdiers, some Crypt Horrors. You can see some Skeleton Archers. Black Guards, they have those huge shields. And the Grave Guard, they got some big shields as well too. We've here got some Zombies. Some Skeleton Spearmen, Skeleton Warriors, Black Guards again, with shields, Guards of the Counts. These guys look different, small round shields. And then there's some Black Knights on the right flank. Of course, our army is sitting right behind them. And they have some decent infantry as well too, armored Spearmen, armored Swordsmen, 2 units apiece. They have some Death's Heads, and Drakewold Crimson Defiance as well. Group them all together. Number 9. And then number 10. So we do have handgunners. Multiple kinds actually, to be true. And we're going to push them. And even some archers. So the enemy is a bit flat-footed here, and we can actually move the main army upwards, and I think that would be a better move. And we see the armies move here, the main army move towards the enemy. Try and march to that tree line and that little ridge. And the enemies, we're already here with our Pistoliers. You can see that we're firing on those Black Knights. They're on that right flank. And of course they're just right around that Drakewold Patrol Cav. 2 units right on the right flank. So you can see the enemy is sort of surrounded here on either side now. Trapped. And we're actually going to send more units. We're going to go on the attack here. And we see the Imperial Foot just go straight up towards these Crypt Horrors and get our firing line to hit them. Enemy General is riding towards Walicharkin, and he goes right at the Imperial Foot and starts attacking. You can see 3 other units, one getting attacked on the right side by those Black Guards with shields. And of course, on the left flank, the Crypt Horrors attacking the Greatswords. Over across the field, we can see multiple enemy units clashing. Halberdiers, Averland, and the Spearmen. Black Knights in the distance, drifting offwards towards the main army. 2 cav units. We're going to move in a spear unit to help and support. We're going to bring in our generals, go in there and attack that skeleton spearman that's putting pressure on the Imperial Foot Greatswords. Get some crossbows. Over here, we go get our cav. Bring our cav and sweep them around. Get the pistoliers, support the right flank of the main army, and then, of course, right across the way, all across the line, front lines, those black guards again, guards of the counts, and then the grave guard on the right flank. This is the reinforcement battle. And the enemy flank goes right to the right side. You can see our archers doing good work. We're going to get them aimed in a specific direction now. And the enemy is wavering here on multiple fronts. These spearmen seem to be broken, the zombies as well as, I think, yep, zombies. You can see the enemy general here still digging into that Imperial Foot unit, right on the right flank. We're going to sweep around here on the left flank with two units, armored swordsmen and Death's Heads. Death's Heads. We're going to go over here, sweep to the right flank, and then attack these Guard of the Count units. It's our reinforcement army here. All attacked on the front lines, but able to hold for the most part. But the Crypt Horse are now attacking right on the right flank and smashing into that Dragwall, the Crimson Defiance. And just going flying. Men going flying from each club swung. And that is the end of it. We're going to move these other two units. Get them at those counts. Handful of units still bickering and harassing, it seems to be the main lines. And now they've moved on to our Dragwall Patrol Cavalry, the enemy general. Or is it the hero? Oh, Walicharkin. We're going to march him over. 3 other units, and then of course you can see some Lancers. We're going to send some more units towards them, see if we can try and catch them off guard here with the flagellants. And we do. We end up getting to them and start attacking them. And they start to retreat under arrow fire. Those Black Lances. The battle here is pretty much won. The few remainder of enemies here. We've got some Grave Guards and some Black Guards, Halberdiers. We continue to press in. Imperial Foot continues to maneuver inwards, and they're fighting with Grave Guard right here. You can see Imperial Foot and Grave Guard. And they are getting beaten back. The spears now are under some arrow fire as well as. Just fast forward here just a little bit and aim those gunners and see what these kind of firepower we're rocking here. And whether they're firing or not. Well, they are firing now. Yup, there it is. And that is the end of these guys. Right off the right flank, causing disturbances and aiming most of the missile infantry in the army to fire upon, with the general in the mix, as well as, and them just getting completely cut down. The enemy vampires are on the run. And the last guy gets cut down of that unit anyhow. We're going to charge this reinforcing army now. At the enemy, really, they got some skeleton archers and some blackguard halberds. A bit of spearmen, grave guard. But that's really it. The main army has surrounded the enemy general, Wolakarkin. He's under attack. Losing health quickly.
The rest will fall away. I condemn them. Sigma commands.
They weren't able to make it up that hill. Here we go, one last charge. You can see the other troops here trying to push past. And the enemy has crumbled, leaving one unit left. Black Knights under arrow fire.
Missiles will fly. Understood.
And one spear unit.
Fire ain't yours. They are wavering.
And they are done. Close victory. End up deploying 2,500 and losing about 700. And they ended up losing 1036 off of the same number deployed. Blue Dragons ended up losing Walachakin to Wajal Wolf of Reichland. And the enemy unit's doing fairly well as too. The enemy general getting a lot of kills as well. And we will hit the treasure button.
Guided by Sigma.
That is what we're looking for. Now, we want to see where the Blood Dragons are, because we just want to make sure. So we can actually send maybe an army over there. So these are the Blood Dragons. Nuln. They own Nuln. That was fairly inevitable that I would declare war on these dudes. I mean, that is. I didn't realize they held Nuln to be true. And I'm actually going to try and see if I can get the other.
What? By Sigma's will, come in peace.
How do I get them to join war? In regards to that.
Yes? Who calls? The Empire. Welcome, my countrymen.
That's the Empire.
What? It is an imbecilic thing to bother me. Others who have end up as my puppets.
So they have 4 regions here. And it's right in the heart of the Empire, at least near it. At Fort Sol, we do have forces, Balthasar Gelt there. We do have a full army trying to traverse there too. Get there, resituate, and then we'll send out Balthasar Gelt to try and take out Weissenberg. Oops, wrong one.
am the supreme patriarch.
So we'll leave that there.
The nation calls. I will marshal the men.
And Marius Leitdorf will try and raise up an army. What other armies do we have? Adolphus Zintler? That's the one.
Let us begin.
What orders?
Got some unassigned skill points here. Wolfric Schmid. Grim Resolve. Elijah Wolf as well. Pistol Corps is probably what we want. Grunberg. We can build something. Dorotho of Eglon has been found trespassing near the region of Montfort. Beware of their intention. The Blood Dragons attack, and we're going to defend ourselves here. Ludwig von Deal attacking Grunberg, and Conrad Hasselhoff is going to defend. And we do have some armored swordsmen, some armored spearmen, some missile infantry as well, 6 units in total. Halfling Rangers for one of them. We're going to be squaring off, though, mostly crypt ghouls, corpse cart, mounted skeletons, some skeleton archers, and some skeleton reapers. Battle of Grunberg. Remove the 4 melee infantry and then the 6 missile. And we're going to get our 2 generals going after them. We got Belric Schmid, Baldric Schmid, and Conroy Hasselhoff. You can see here right in the forest. Mounted skeletons here dancing, and we do catch them. Armored swordsman ended up catching. You can see our halfling rangers here getting chased by some crook ghouls. Get back out of here. Or it's not halfling rangers, the Wolfhart's hunters. We want them back a bit. We want our... So you can see multiple units clashing here. Crypt ghouls taking on armored swordsmen. Oh, and then a cav charge in the mix of it. Sends knights go flying. Completely in the middle of this forest. Large amount of enemy crashing. And then, of course, over on the left flank, armored spearmen trying to hold off the crypt ghouls as well. Getting hit hard, but then the amount of fire on missile ends up hitting the enemy. And they start kind of bracing, backing up a bit. Collecting themselves upon the fire. And two of our melee infantry way off base. We're going to send them way off to the right flank. But just that, those 2 units, there's the 1 unit of armored swordsmen and the 2 generals in the mix, with the amount of fire, is able to hold the enemy back. A large portion. We end up hitting a buff here. Try and brace against these crypt ghouls. You can see our general right in the thick of it, the Archlector, the priest. Of course, over on the left flank now, it's getting interesting with surrounding the enemy. These crypt ghouls. Large amount of armored. And we are getting hit by archers, though. So there is some skeleton archers causing some problems, I think. Yeah, yes, there is. as we hold off the enemy with our own fire. See the corpse cart here getting hit. Right in the middle. The priest confronting it. Huge amount of archers firing upon him. These two units fairly hit hard. Half health. We end up grouping into a certain kind of formation here, last stand. Makes it much, much more difficult for the enemy to attack this unit. With the arrow fire still happening. The corpse cart on its way to being destroyed. Oh, it already is. Pretty much. Yeah, it is. Enemy ended up getting slammed. We're going to shift fire here over to the left flank. Try and get that archer unit. And of course, there's the enemy general who decimated the archer units off to the right flank. We're going to try and send our generals after him. Put some archer fire on him. So the crypt ghouls on the left flank are wavering. And in the middle, there's only one unit left there, the skeleton reapers. They're still trying to move past that armored swordsman unit, which was... it's been working out really well. It's held the line. We end up chasing. Two of our generals chasing Ludwig von Deal. See him attacking the Wolfhart's hunters. See us firing upon this skeleton archer unit. You can see the remains of the large engagement in the center. And of course, way off to the left flank as well as too.
They are wavering!
So as we're firing on this last skeleton archer unit, you can see the Strigoi Vampire Lord retreating and then coming back at him. Coming back at our generals here. Two of them. Try and take them on. We're going to hit the great Hammer of Sigmar. It's 25 melee attack. Last chase here. Some armored swordsmen chasing after skeleton archers. And then on the other side of the map, the Strigoi Vampire Lord getting chased down by our melee infantry and surrounding him. And that would be the difference, incapacitating him when he has not too much health left. Ooh! Close victory. So they end up losing 617, we deploy 761, end up losing 265, 497 remaining. The blood dragons end up retreating and now have less of a force in Nuln.
Friends of the Empire.
They've ended their non-aggression pact, so the Wood Elves have ended their non-aggression pact, which is not what I'm looking for.
Sigmarite Archlector.
On my way over here, I think I'm gonna raise Carrick Asgaraz.
True servant of Sigmar.
And that's what we end up doing. Building a level 1 fort, and then we're gonna go straight at Nuln right after.
Warrior of Sigmar.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yes, my lord. Who calls?
So 14 if we're attacked in the Montfort. And Grunberg, we can still build something to as well. Cattle Ranch. Unassigned skilled. Warhorse. Scarred Veteran, Hasselhoff. Research available. Grain silos. Local militia. I think grain silos is what we're going to go for. That gives us the extra monetaries per turn, which is going to be able to sustain what we want to be able to lead this campaign. Over here in the south, we can actually start getting Balthasar Gelt outwards towards Weisenberg. He is on march, so
Wind of
right
Shamon,
here.
I will.
Fidor, if we can build something to as well, more growth. And there is actually a bit of a...
We're born to hunt. All right.
So we end up ending turn. We send our 2 armies over there. And we want to watch out for those Wood Elves, because they might do something. Yeah. Oscar Morphin. Barrel Legion.
Ever vigilant.
So off to Nuln. And off to Weisenberg.
I shall be victorious.
In Weisenberg, we try to take the city here. And Otto von Messinghoff is there to meet us. So we're gonna fight battle. This ends up turning into this warfare with the Blood Dragons. Ends up pretty much snagging 4 provinces from the Empire. Turns previous. A couple of the factions end up getting wiped out. I think that was like last episode where I had to look around and I thought that where our factions were and why they were getting attacked. Okay, correct. Now we realize that it was the Blood Dragons for some of it. Okay, correct.
Swordsman. We are Sigmar's heirs.
So, muster up some crossbows. We do have some decent cav here. So we're going to put them on the right flank. And we're going to gamble on that ish. 16, no way. 15, 13, ooh. Renault. So we move upwards. We want to get to this statue. Statue of a king with a huge, large warhammer. And we're going to circle around our cab on the right flank. And the ogres as well too. Get them in there.
What do you bid? Sir! At speed! Swordsman! We serve the Emperor! The ground quakes! No lingering!
We want Bathazageth over here. I think we've got a warhorse, or is he just on foot? He is on foot. Not good. You can see what the enemy's rocking here. They have some Graveguard spears, Graveguard. 2 units apiece. And they also have Great Weapons Graveguard, 2 units apiece as well. No, just 2 units for that. Graveguard, Great Weapons, 2 units. Otto von Messinghoff. And we got the 2 archer units. Maybe a third? Yes, a third. 3 archers. And right off to the right flank, on this path, you can see where I've set up the cav units, and then right in the center, this circle, we are putting our melee infantry to watch guard. So we're going to clash right on this pathway. You can already see the archers letting fly, so we're going to want to be on the attack here. That's what we're going to want to be. And we can attack the right flank weakest, because that's also it. Skeleton archers. Pistoliers.
Ready to serve!
You can see here the knights from afar, and then of course the pistols are going to fire on that unit right next to it. Crashes through as a catch up. So we break right to their left flank, and I'm getting right behind them.
In the name of the twin-tailed comets, Pistoliers! Reichstag! Go!
So we end up getting right in their face about it.
Yes, sir! We serve the Emperor! Yes, my lord! Swordsman! Sigmar Paul!
And our knights continue to move. And we're going to be able to do a large charge.
Taking position!
And the enemy is quite surrounded now.
Shoot them!
So the enemy is fairly surrounded. And our knights are going to charge. This last archer's unit is going to be a pitiful sight. They ended up getting run down, leaving them open for a charge. They continued forth, more archers getting charged, and finally, right into their grave guard. All across the line, huge cav charge, all against the enemy, right against their backside while being surrounded by a large amount of armored melee infantry. And now it's just a gambit, a snake, completely surrounded.
Behold the silver hammer! them! Forward, men! They are wavering! Sir!
We're actually gonna move back our cav one last time, and then do a last charge at the enemy.
For combat!
Ooh, right at the inner circle surrounded. Get the pistoliers.
Ready for war!
Get some of our other knights to charge at the surrounding areas.
Let's have ya! Don't let the zombies fight us! And speed!
We'll get the pistoliers to go to dispatch those skeleton archers. They've been picking on it the entire time there. The skeleton archers are caught, and the remainder of the enemy is being beaten back. You can see they're already starting to crumble. The ogres are attacking now.
Don't stop until they're all dead! Spearman! Prepare for combat!
This remainder pocket of enemy here, put to the sword.
As long as we draw breath, yes, sir! For Heldenhammer! Kill the necromancer! In the name of the twin-tailed comet! I am master of shadow! Withdraw! I am master of
He ends up getting a couple spells in there, Balthazar Gelt. And way off in the distance, we can still see those pistoliers taking on that skeleton archers unit. I didn't think that that would be still happening to a certain degree. So Blood Dragon's defeated by Reichland. Balthazar Gelt defeats Otto von Messinghoff. 89 kills, and Balthazar Gelt only gets one. He gets one kill. So 1221 deployed. We got 515 lost, 706 remaining for the enemy. 811 deployed, 811 lost. Blood Dragons are done. We occupy Weisenberg and heal up that army just for one turn. We end the turn because we can't move anymore. But diplomatically,
What? Who calls?
and they're already at, are they at war with Blood Dragons?
Sigma's will. The Empire. Yes. So.
Approach us, friend, and make your offer.
One of these days we're gonna have a Confederation offer. taking all these states from the blood dragons, that should sustain. And in Solent there is a rebellion. That is not good. Sundenberg. And Ludwig von Deal ends up leaving Nuln, not even staying there. He ends up raiding for monetaries, I guess. Then we end up taking Nuln.
To battle.
And that's the true. We're gonna build stuff, so we're gonna continue siege. Ninja Wolf on Nuln. And in Weissenberg, we're gonna go right across the way to Daltonbach, this is called, and then finally to Blood Keep, and they do have a full army there. Volk, you can see this, and he's moving over to Esgaraz. Kerek Esgaraz. So maybe we want to retreat backwards. Either way, we're going to move this army over to Daltonbach. And we're going to have to battle 10 there. And this says they have the advantage on this one. They say they might win. Graveguards, Graveguard, great weapons, spears. I don't think so. I think we're going to win this. Want to nullify those archers, though. First thing we do with that Cavs unit. It's going to be the same kind of same sort of center kind of grove. Battlefield. On other side buildings. Daltonbach. And we gamble. Start deployment, start battle. Oh, we get these guys all over here. These guys off to the right flank. We're going to speed it up here a bit. Let's see that we are doing the same tactic last time, except we're going into the forest this time, so our cavalry's not going to just stand on the that center path. We're going to go right to the right flank, go right into the forest, and try to either goad the enemy inwards, or surprise attack once our melee infantry gets up to snuff. See they're trying to crisscross here the army, give it a bit more substance when I attack. We're going to come thundering out of that forest once we get close enough. And now we are, because they're going to start firing, so... Get the ogres there over on that left flank. You can see a huge charge here on the left flank, or at least it was. One of the units going further. And the ogres are causing that extra problem there right amongst the enemy, causing a little bit of disorder and then another charge inwards. And that charge covering the ogres in a certain manner. See our melee infantry hitting just after that charge. So left flank, the Grave Guard here surrounded by Imperial Foot Greatswords, Swordsmen, and another Greatsword unit. Swordsman right in the center. You got the ogres covering the cav charge, and then right behind the ogres comes just extra more weight, spearman shields, just give them a little bit more buffer. Of course, you can still see the Dreadgold Patrol Cavalry dealing with the Grave Guard there on that left flank that blocked them. And we're going to get Balthasar Gelt in the mix here and throw some of his spells at the enemy. You can see, yeah, and then a little bit of wolves, yeah. There we go. Because he is very useful. Use him correctly. And it recharges really quickly, really quickly. The enemy getting hit by a barrage of spells, making the difference. And we send our Dreadgold Patrol Cavalry right at the enemy archers. You can see cavalry crisscrossing behind the enemy lines here, attacking the archers as the front lines continue to battle. Ogre's still in the mix. He's still around that Reiksguard unit. Empire Knights. We're actually trying to retreat backwards to the Reiksguard. And then do another charge. Ooh, yeah. Broke right through the lines. Got a large bundle of melee infantry off on the right flank that's just going to charge forth here.
Sigma, preserve us! Our steeds are restless. Withdraw!
Huge cav charge on a spear unit. So those Grave Guards, we're going to chase after those skeleton archers.
Sigma guides us. At speed! Crossbowmen!
Let's see here, there's a couple more spells hitting the mix and ending the enemy on a couple fronts.
Send us out! Formation march! Charge! For Heldenhammer!
It's one thing to notice about the vampire counts is they don't usually retreat. You don't see their units, like, I mean, when they do, it's not usually usually just crumble, to be true. So we're at enough. Another few ogres still alive. There's still a few there. 7 ogres. All the way up the line. Finally get the main army to clash against this remainder. Small pocket of enemy spears.
I am supreme! Feel my heart!
There we go, decisive victory. The enemy was defeated. So Theobald Ratep loses to Balthasar Guilt. Still the enemy general getting decent. The cavalry charge is too strong for the enemy. We end up having 616 remaining off 937. 811 loss for the enemy. Occupy. And Nuln, we're still attacking. I got one more turn till we can resolve that. Once that's over with. Unassigned skill point with the sort of guilds. I think I want like a. I was hoping for like. I guess Emperor's Slice would be a good one to do. That would be damn decent. And end turn. We're gonna see what that ends up looking like. Umar Fafbach. Jesus. Whoa, faction destroyed. Border princes. And faction destroyed clan and Spittle. Sterling clan Ferric. Skyray and Bordelot. Grant the Halfling's request. I think I will do that. Yeah, that's a good one because we're going to be fighting against the vampires. Definitely want that plus 16. Leadership, the Elder of the Moot requests audience with the Emperor. He pleads that the men be sent to the eastern border to secure it against neighboring Sylvania. Halflings are nervous about Von Karstein intent. The Halfling's request. We do have 1,000, so the Electric Count Boris Todbringer has brazenly announced the succession of Midland from the Empire, declaring the state's total independence. You can oppose Midland's independence with military action, declare war, and use our political power to gather support and stop their succession without bloodshed. Stop Midland by force and prevent.
Strike fear into the hearts
Okay,
of your
so we start
enemies,
getting
mighty
some.
lord. The wisest amongst them will know that fate is on your side. I have foreseen it.
We do have a mustering army here, and Feindorf does have 16 to defend with. Fort Saul has 18. Weisenberg has less. Definitely less. And there's that Blood Dragons unit still located there, but we're gonna heal up in Dottenbach, and then we're gonna try and traverse to Carrick Asgaraz. Nuln. We still have we can start battle now in Nuln. It's going to be a fairly easy win. There's a handful of units. 5 spearmen, 3 skeleton archers. On the other hand, I have quite more. Imperial foot, 6 units. 4 units of cav. So I'm kind of even wondering how these guys even have none. Like, I would love to have that in animation in the game if you were to, like, assault
The siege weapons are ready, my lord.
Empire cities, like the citizens start rising up within the town itself and start, like, fighting back. Like, if it's, like, a vampire count that's hasn't really been there for, like, 20 or 30 turns or something like that. Okay. You don't know, it depends on, I guess, the city. I mean, Nuln would be one of those ones where you can see them fight back at times.
Begin their assault. Begin your advance.
Sigmar calls! Sigmar guides us! Climbing the wall, sir! Sigmar guides us! What do you bid? We serve the Emperor! Crossbowmen! Formation, march! My girl Maraz!
See our pistoliers hitting the walls. Guy just firing upon.
For Heldenhammer! Ready to serve! To battle! Spearman! Go! Ready for
Get our hero, Witch Hunter, and also our Archlector.
What do you mean?
A couple of men lost on the journey, but we end up getting those towers where they need to go. So we're breaching the walls here. You can see some of the Empire units maneuver. Hit some bowmen on the one side. And the ladders are deployed. You can see the left flank, the left side. Multiple Imperial foot climbing the walls. And then one just like kind of taking on multiple enemy units here surrounding.
Ready for war! Sigmar guides us! War!
We start to emerge on other areas too now.
State troops ready! For Heldenhammer! Round twice!
Battering ram. Let's go into the gatehouse. And now we're getting multiple units on the walls.
Prepare for combat! Shields up! For the twin-tailed comet! Yes, sir! Sigmar! What do you bid? Man demands blood! Attack!
Finally get to that spearman unit. We break down the walls. We break down the walls and just charge in. Right straight at that skeleton reaper unit. So we try to strong arm our way past this Reaper unit right in the bottom, and we surround the top area. Right really in the center, we've got two masses, one on the right, one on the left, and we just continue to move through enemy on the walls, unable to stop us. Skeleton archers, skeleton spearmen, caught in the middle. And the kind of firepower on the melee infantry that we're rocking here, the enemy is not able to do too much of anything.
No lingering! Detachments move! Seeking enemy! We obey! Yes, sir! March has won! Moving out, sir! Yes, General!
The enemy is breaking formation here. And one last unit with the great swords. We end up getting the halberdiers outwards. It's an interesting match. I'll hit the buffs here to a certain degree. Oh no, now they got hit. And we break through here. The enemy is squarely defeated. One unit left at the center of town. And we just send everybody after him. You can see just right over the edge, multiple units here. Traversing to this last unit in the center of the city. Ooh, getting charged. Get our horsemen out of there. They end up shifting but getting fired upon at the same time and then charged again. Draco patrol cavalry. Ooh, it's all over. Done. Decisive victory. And Nigel Wolf ends up victorious against Melchior Berekmir. $10.44 remaining, and Nuln is ours.
To battle, true servant of Sigma.
So we can do a commandment, and we got a huge city here we can build. What we want to do is growth, probably. Weissenland is under our control, and that leaves one more Blood Dragon army, to a certain degree.
Do not waste my potential. Sigmarite Archlector.
So we're going to try and send this army backwards to Karak Asgaraz in time. We also have another army that we can send here too, and we are going to send it, I think. In fact, we can almost get there just in time with Balthazar Gelt to save the province, I think.
That will work. Follow me.
Gets close.
Champion of the faith.
And unassigned skill point. Party horse and hold the line. Wolfric Schmid. A gutter fighter, I guess. Nigel Wolf. I think we'll do Pistol Corps and Faith's Bastion. With the sort of Gelt, Evasion, and Warhorse. Heinz Albrecht. Commandment available. I guess we'll do the Imperial Taxation. We can raise Reichland to level 4. That's a decent. generated income.
The Empire, a land of peasants and low-born pocket changers.
And over in Altdorf, I think we can raise Karl Franz.
Summon the Elector Counts.
And in turn. So we're going to see if we're going to catch that last Blood Dragon army. Or is he going to attack? He only got 7 there to defend ourselves with. We're not going to be able to do it. We're going to have to bring those 2 armies together and take it if he does. And they didn't end up attacking. But the rebels did. Oh no, the rebels did not. Corral is destroyed. Fydorf is surrounded, so they did end up attacking. So we've got 2 battles here to fight here, and this is probably going to be the remainder of the episode. Fydorf,
We're born to hunt.
which of course we end up fighting with an army, but we do not have enough. So maybe if we decline attack, and then we wait, because Fydorf, we might be able to send another army that way. Depending.
Serve Sigmar. Forward, in his name.
Ready. Step to it.
That changes it. We should have been able to. That's what it should be. Right
The
there.
Empire.
Praise be
We could
to
send Wydra
Sigmar.
Wolf to Fydorf.
Volkmar will never allow it.
And continue to recruit in this side here.
To the provinces.
Karl Franz, we can upgrade. Honest Steel. Armored Swordsman, Veteran Swordsman. Veteran Swordsman looks really good. Try and get one of them. Research available.
Of the faith.
And these 2, we can get this and get more next turn. So we have gotten an army over at Asgaraz. Methods of Guild, and
By the comet.
I'm wondering what it looks like here. This is the battle that we're going to try and win here, but they got actually quite a few troops on this. I think it would be better if we do it inside the city. Much better chance. So they attack next turn.
True servant of Sigmar.
And we will end turn.
One cast sign sends his.
So they ended up attacking Karak-Asgaraz, and we're going to have to defend this one. It says that we're going to lose, and they do have quite a few units. Definitely see how this goes. So it isn't in a city deployment, so that was the thing of it. Might be better off to be true.
Ready for war! We await your orders! Weapons at the ready!
The Empire is yours!
For Heldenhammer! For Heldenhammer! Quick march!
So we continue to move up here. What are we working with here? So we have 5 units swordsmen, we have 3 units Imperial Foot, we have some spearmen shields, 3 units spearmen, a unit of ogres, we have 3 units direct with patrol cavalry, we have some noble sons of broad pistoliers, regular pistoliers, and then we have 5 bowmen units. You can see here, look at these Vargheists land and attack Balthasar Geld right in the money. Get out the way! Get out the way! Oh! Whoa! They end up getting hit fairly hard here.
The rest will fall away!
You can see the Blood Knights maneuver. And we don't want them going off to the left flank. I'm going to put this on slow motion here a bit, just to take a look at the battles. Because right across the lines here, you can see some Carnwraiths attacking the Imperial Foot, some Skeleton Spearmen. You can see some Graveguard walking right across this line, right behind these zombies that are attacking. You can see some Crypt Ghouls, you can see Guards of the Counts, Skeleton Spearmen all across the line here, Graveguard, and then right here you do see those Blood Knights taking off. So they are taking off, and you can see also the Crypt Horrors digging into that Spearman units. You can see the horsemen we did confront, and the Vargheists are getting defeated. And you can see here they're going to get hit and pelted again with more magic from the sky. And there it is. End up having to dive. These are all my cavalry units, so maybe retreat them backwards. Blood Knights are fighting the ogres, and we're firing upon them with our pistoliers on the back as well. They're getting hit. And then they're going to get hit with a crossfire of arrows as well too. So these Blood Knights getting hit fairly hard. Arrows, pistol shots, and then getting attacked by ogres as well as. The ogres can do some damage. They're fairly big. And we end up hitting that horse unit fairly well, and we're going to retreat backwards. See the skeleton cav unit here getting chased away from by the ogres. Corpse cart hanging around, and then of course another unit of skeleton warriors about to attack. And the ogres are going to be the difference maker in this battle, specifically with the enemy general right in the mix. And Balthasar Geld should really get over here.
I am master of Shamrock.
We're losing slightly in this battle, but even though we do look like we could win it at any given point, the Blood Knights, they have another unit though. Put them there. Put these guys here. These guys here. Put these guys here. All across the line, we can change up some stances to give us a better impact. I don't usually pause for this one, but you can see our calf still dealing with that Vargeist. Vargeists get hit again.
Formation march!
So you can see the enemy just kind of edging us out just a
Soldiers
bit.
of the Empire! We serve the Emperor! Emperor Spearman! Sigma guides us! Yes, my lord!
So the Vargeists end up defeating some of our cav
By Ulrich's
units to a certain degree.
powder dry! To battle!
They'll never move again. Armor melted.
Trying to stave off what the enemy is trying to have happen here. Damn, they got Balthasar Gelt. He ends up falling. And the enemy general. The Pistoliers here try to take on those Warhounds, Direwolves.
Sigma guides us!
And all across the lines here, still holding for our side, but the enemy gaining momentum with those Blood Knights still around.
Missiles at the ready! Ready!
And crossbows firing into those knights, those Blood Knights. And all across the line here, them edging out those frontline battles here. You can see the Skeleton Spearmen, the Guards, the Count Guards, the Blood Knights, even the Cryptors and the Grave Guard are breaking through. And those Imperial Foot still holding.
Pistoliers! Our orders!
And yeah, our army in disarray, so we have failed to defeat this enemy here, it seems. There's one last battle here at the end. Ooh.
Take the ground! Flee! Stay troops ready! Sigma!
And valiant defeat on this one. 1,008 deployed, 564 as well as, and we end up losing 994, is it? Yeah. About 500 remaining. The enemy loses 674 off 1331. And the Swarthaven unit getting 143 kills. All their multiple. 139, 129, 124, 146, 167, 117. So just certain things clicking here for the enemy. Charkan ends up gaining that hold. Asgarad. And Gelt is off. So now we got 3,800. We can
Summon the
definitely
elector counts!
give Confrons here some more units.
Praise be to Sigma!
And we almost get to Fydorf in time.
got orders.
We end up ending turn. We're probably gonna have one last battle here against the rebels. The vampire rebels. Scheme of Doom performed. Special warlock engineer has been summoned, capable of causing a powerful earthquake in enemy settlement. And we are going to do this last battle here, Ulmer Fafbach against Maternus Southernhof. Yeah, I control, and we're going to have two armies here, and this is going to be it. It's gonna be the last battle. Fairly dead even keels, what it says. They do have some scary units. Some Black Knights, you got Black Knights, Lances, Vargheists, Crypt Hoarders, Fellbats. Ulmer. We are inside a settlement. We start,
That's an order.
we do have reinforcements hitting the field as well as.
For war.
So our main army consists 2 armored swordsmen, 2 armored spearmen, 2 spearmen, 2 swordsmen, 2 Wolfhart's hunters, 3 handgunners, 2 crossbow. But then we got more Imperial foot hitting the field as well. You can see the Crypt Horrors having a difficult time crossing that field. You can see the enemy here getting to the walls. They're bringing forth a couple different siege, 4 different towers, and they are going to be reaching, and they ended up in ladders as well. You can see the Crypt Horrors digging in at that gatehouse. You can see just one of my generals there stationed, Thomas Cook. We end up moving one of our units. And the Vargheists descend right on the top of the walls. Fellbats there too. Some of the units just standing outside stagnant until they're pretty much all gone. The amount of bullets flying. So there is some skeleton scaling the walls.
Yes, sir. Charge! Swordsman! Yes, General. Sigma, call. Standing by. Ready for war.
Carnraid's wreaking havoc. Trying to get past the swordsman. It's the left flank battles. Of course, the Vargheists have been wreaking havoc right on that right flank.
What do you fear? Ready to fire.
Of course, our reinforcing army. I want to get them over here as quick as possible.
Enemy wizard spotted. Sigma commands. Yes, quickly. Die, scum.
So you can see some enemy right on the left flank. They're trying to get through the city, but our generals are right there. end up kind of clashing with them.
Sigmar! Pray for glory! Sigmar is
See the
with
priest fighting those crypt horrors.
me! Yes, General!
Good. Do not trust. Halberdiers!
You can see just that one section of the walls really hit hard.
Armed and ready! Ready for war! To battle! Withdraw! Awaiting orders! For Sigmar! Soldiers of the Empire! Sigmar!
See on the left flank here, spearmen, armored spearmen have surrounded Graveguard, but right behind them, those Vargeists are still active. And then you got the Graveguard still coming off. That's siege equipment. Swordsman unit completely pushed up against the wall. Skeleton spearmen, Graveguard, and then the Vargeists just right ahead of them. And deciding to fly off. They fly off and are going to attack inside the city, coming after some Imperial foot. Is what it looks like. And no, they fly right over the buildings here. And they go, and you can see this group fighting with these crypt horrors, trying to get through. This reinforcement army, and then the Vargeists descend. And huge attack. Yeah, they missed it though. They ended up landing really securely, and then ended up getting attacked right from behind. And this Vargeist unit. So we got Crypt Horrors on one side, Vargeists on the other, and just in the middle is just a lot of Empire troops getting sandwiched. Flaglants. We got some Pistoliers. Haviland Halberdiers as well too. Probably the decent having them near.
Withdraw! Fight them!
You can see here some Graveguard getting charged by Imperial foot right in front of one of the gatehouses. Just this one pocket on the wall here, still held by the enemy. We were able to contain the left flank side. But looks like we're gonna need more men up there. They are starting to get hit.
Our weapons are yours! We are ready! Charge! Spearmen! Prepare for combat! Sigmar guides us!
Vargeists defeated.
Orders heeded! At pace! Get them! With haste! We will! Fight! Very well! Right! All set! All right!
See this grouping. Still trying to fight off some of the Graveguard. Right in the center of the right beginning, right on the right flank.
As long as we draw breath, we are Sigmar's heirs!
See here the enemy running out of steam on that left wall. And on the right wall, they are surrounded now, finally.
Huntsman! No escape! Kill the necromancer! Your call! Don't give them an inch! Yes! Okay! Die! Attack!
So this last Graveguard unit, trying to break through this Imperial foot, 3-4 units, and then our generals overlapping.
Ready for orders! Condemn them! For Heldenhammer! Prepare for combat! Helden drive! Spearmen!
Some of the battle's spilling into the streets. We're on that left side finally.
Standing by! For Heldenhammer! We serve the Emperor! Spearmen! Swordsman!
They end up disintegrating.
For the Warhammer! For Heldenhammer!
And some Drakewald patrol cavalry trying to help this spear unit out. Leopold's Leopard Company.
Vengeance! For Heldenhammer! Charge! Ready for war!
We're going to charge these cav.
For Heldenhammer! For France!
You don't know why they do that, because there is.
Huntsman!
There's impressions. You don't know what it's all about, Alex. I don't know why. So multiple forces here defeated, and the enemy not able to muster, be able to break the city. Thomas Koch, Weigel Wolf, Maternus, Southern Hoff against Ulmer Fafbach. How ridiculous does that sound? Reichland against the Vampire Count Rebels.
Any last words?
And I think that's going to be the end of the episode. Thank you for joining.